Good morning.
Before I get started, I'd like to thank Father Phil for helping us out this morning. He's already done one service, this is number 2. Samuel 11, verses 1 to 15. David and Bathsheba. Good name for a movie, I think. The following spring, at the time of the year when kings usually go to war, David sent out Joab with his officers and the Israelite army. They defeated the Ammonites and besieged the city of Rabbah. David himself stayed in Jerusalem. One day late in the afternoon, David got up from his nap and went to the palace roof. As he walked around up there, he saw a woman taking a bath in her house. She was very beautiful. So he sent a messenger to find out who she was, and learned that she was Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam and the wife of Uriah the Hittite. David sent messengers to get her. They brought her to him, and he made love to her. She had just finished her monthly ritual of purification. Then she went back home. Afterwards, she discovered that she was pregnant and sent a message to David to tell him. David then sent a message to Joab. Send me Uriah the Hittite. So Joab sent him to David. When Uriah arrived, David asked him if Joab and the troops were well, and how the fighting was going. And he said to Uriah, go on home and rest a while. Uriah left, and David had a present sent to his home. But Uriah did not go home. Instead, he slept at the palace gate with the king's guards. When David heard that Uriah had not gone home, he asked him, you have just returned after a long absence. Why didn't you go home? Uriah answered, the men of Israel and Judah are away in battle, and the covenant box is with them. My commander Joab and his officers are camping out in the open. How could I go home, eat and drink, and sleep with my wife? By all that's sacred, I swear that I could never do such a thing. So David said, then stay here the rest of the day, and tomorrow I'll send you back. So Uriah stayed in Jerusalem that day and the next. David invited him to supper and got him drunk. Again that night, Uriah did not go home. Instead, he slept on his blanket in the palace garden. The next morning, David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by Uriah. He wrote, Uriah in the front line where the fighting is heaviest, then retreat and let him be killed. Ephesians, verses 14 to 21. The love of Christ. For this reason I fall on my knees before the Father, and every family in heaven and on earth receives its true name. I ask God from the wealth of His glory to give you power through His Spirit to be strong in your inner selves. And I pray that Christ will make His home in your hearts through faith. I pray that you may have your roots and foundation in love, so that you, together with all God's people, may have the power to understand how broad and long and high and deep is Christ's love. Yes, may you come to know His love, although it will never be fully known, and so be completely filled with the very nature of God. To Him who by means of His power working in us is able to do so much more than we can ever ask for or even think of. To God be the glory in the church and in Christ Jesus for all time. Amen.